Hey, hey. Okay. Let me see where the volume is because I haven't checked this since last night, since I ended so sweetly, so quickly. I'll explain when I come back. I'm going to take you into a quick intro and I will be back to say hey to everybody and get started because there's a lot to go over. Now, that dog is trying to get in here. Home in the darkness, home on the highway, home in the valley, home on every day. Can't say no, it's over. I'm living forgiven, the devil is no. I'm burning for you. I'm burning, I'm burning for you. Time is the essence, time is the season, time ain't no reason, got no time to show. Found everlasting, time to break these silence. Time. Sorry guys, I seen in chat. Look, the chat. It's skipping. I don't know what's going on with it. Symphony, give me my phone, please. I'll play this one. I don't know. Freaking. I go to restream and the same thing. I can't win for losing with this shit, but I think they were pulling the internet. Everybody has the internet on, so they need to just watch regular TV and not pull the internet for a little bit. It won't hurt them. I'll play this one for y'all. We are the misfits. We are the misfits, always digging through the Kathy P has our backs, we're trying to get the facts. Teddy's always causing drama, causing so much trauma. We're searching for the missing, trying to be distant. Are the misfits. We're sitting by the pool, don't bring up our kids, it's the number one rule. We are the misfits. Sitting by the pool, eating all the gummies, never breaking rules. We are the misfits. We're sitting by the pool, don't bring up our kids, it's the number one rule. We are the misfits. Sitting by the pool, eating all the gummies, never breaking rules. We come in feeling welcome, our mods always helping. We're fighting off the trolls, we keeping it real. The drama's always coming, we never want it dropping, but we'll fight it off, never stop. We're searching for the mystery. We are the misfits. It's still choppy? That's impossible. I'm playing it from my phone. I'm not playing it off of here, I'm playing it from my phone. So is it still really choppy? Or am I just behind in chat? I'm trying to get some video clips to put together with this new song that was made for me. I just really haven't had a whole lot of time, and I suck at it. But someone let me know in chat, was it still playing choppy? Which is wild because I'm playing it from my phone. No, sounded fine. Okay. Sitting by the pool, eating all the gummies, never breaking rules. We are the misfits. We're sitting by the pool. Don't bring up our kids. It's the number one rule. We are the misfits. Sitting by the pool, eating all the gummies, never breaking rules. Daddy's fists are pumping, we're always getting jumping. We dissect all the misinformation. We do it all with facts. We'll use your words against you. Truth will always humble. Kathy P's is the place. So let's all keep it bumping. We are the misfits. We're sitting by the pool. Don't bring up our kids. It's the number one rule. We are the misfits. Sitting by the pool, eating all the gummies, never breaking rules. We are the misfits. We're sitting by the pool. Don't bring up our kids. It's the number one rule. We are the misfits. Sitting by the pool, eating all the gummies, never breaking rules. Kathy P's the place where everyone is welcome. Kathy P's the place where everyone is welcome. Okay. All right, that is. I've got a couple little things that I want to put in the video, to go with that song, but I've got a lot more to get. And of course, I want some Bedster in it since she's in the jam to begin with. But yeah, and that way I can alternate between both. Okay, let's say hi. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Catherine X. Hey, Mystic Butterfly. Hey, Kelly the Real Go lately. Josin. Hey, Victoria. Manic Mama. Hey, Black Sheep. How you doing, Ange? Hey, Whispers. Hey, Captain Ganja, my fave captain. Blessed with common sense. Ooh, not a lot of people are. They really are not. Hey, Darby. Yep, we're all misfits. Hi, y'all. That's how I'm going to greet y'all from now on. Hey, misfits. Hey, Lake Girl. Hey, Strutter. Hey, Jilly Moon. There's a fave misfit. Hey, Gentrex. Are you nuts too? I love it. I love it. Oh, hey, Sherry. Hey, Petty. Hey, Triggermint. Hey, Enid. Hey, C Bonbon. Quinny. And Carter in the house. The party is here. Hey, Fred. Hey, Deb. 3M Farm. KCG. Unscrupulous. Ooh, we have an unscrupulous in the house. Ooh. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Miss Fletcher. Hey, Spitfire. Good to see you. Yo, I love the names y'all come up with. So what is been happening exciting? I've been in and out of lives today, so I did miss a lot. Hey, there's my hope. Hey, Rana. Um, so I got a lot of catching up to do. Um, but I had some stuff I had to take care of. But about last night. And no, not the movie. Um, Y'all, if you was in here, I got a knock on my door. My husband was in the shower. He come home from work early. No one knocks on my door. Number one, everybody uses a doorbell. So that alarmed me. And then it wasn't like a knock. It was like a pound. And I'm like, It's after 9 o'clock at night. Who would be coming to my house? So, what y'all heard me yelling, who is it? Who is it? Yeah, well, and I had to end because someone needed some help. And, you know, yeah. Anyway, it wasn't, I was good. But I just wanted to make sure you guys knew because I know I said everything's okay before when I ended, but I could, I don't want to, go into detail because it's a neighbor and friend, but it's cool. Everything's straight. And it just needed to be taken care of right then and there. Anyway, well, partly anyway. Uh, hey, Sarah. Yeah, today was there was just a lot going on, and I was in and out of Queens, in and out of Clues. I finally got to watch Ange from this morning, and then I was in there just a little bit ago, but I missed so much. I got to go back and watch because I missed big parts. So I'd be there for one part, then I'd have to walk away and do something else and just leave it play, and then I'd be, yeah. So I always go back and re-listen. Hey, Toby. Hey, Rocky. Hey, Brittany. So how's everybody doing today on this Tuesday? I seen one of the weather channels on here. I didn't look at it. I didn't play it, but I seen they're calling for another bad storm, but I couldn't tell if the map meant the people in the blue or the people in the orange because I didn't click on it and watch it yet and listen to it. But yeah, I'm hoping it's not the people in the orange because that's a me. I've had an I've had enough of the cold. The snow I'd love to have again, but I didn't get to go see it. But anyway, um, not the cold. The cold was too much. Toe Beans member for 4 months. Oh, Toe Beans, love my Kathy P. Love you too. I don't normally say that, but hey, Bama G. I am gonna drop a link if nobody has to come up. If you don't want to, I'm fine with that. Also, either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to be changing up, like I told you yesterday. Hey, Platform Boots, good to see you. Oh, hey, Snap Ginger. You know who would be great if he would come in audience? Lee Jonathan. Come on, guys. You got to admit, Lee Jonathan is the bomb. He's just everything right now. Hey, Denise, aka 2 feet deep, grab your boots. Hey, be still. 2-year-olds are running the world. Oh, oof. And that's a mouthful. You're so right. Tammy, I watched you make your Amish noodles the other day. I need me one of them machines. Did the pool water freeze? No, but it was, yeah. You're not getting in that bad boy. It was too cold. We had to shut up the. I didn't want the water to freeze in the pipes in the solar system, so I shut it down. And we even have an extra panel, but it'll warm back up. There's usually like 2.5 months that the kids don't get to swim. That's it. And that's because mom is too cheap to pay to have a heater put in. Number one, it's expensive. And number two, it's hundreds of dollars a month. Forget that. All right, we have a solar system with the extra panel. That's good enough. That 2 months won't kill you. My husband's buddy down the street has a heater. He keeps it heated. Spends $300-400 a month. Don't use his pole. What the fuck's the sense? See, I'm too cheap. Not cheap, I guess, frugal, budget minded. Right now you got to be on a tight budget. But that's just insanity. It's Florida. Come on, it's not going to hurt you not to swim for a couple weeks. Really, I mean, the solar system does so damn well. It spends most of its time on cooling because the pool will get like a hot tub if we don't turn it to cooling. And you don't want a big hot tub. We're supposed to get freezing temps. I shut off pool. Yep. Yeah. Because I would be afraid of the water freezing in the pipes. That's gonna cause you a freaking headache and a half. Been there, had to change, had to had leaks with the pool. It's not fun and it's rather costly when it comes to digging everything up and replacing all the water. Yeah, they don't do the water truck thing no more unless you can afford it. But and the fire departments, they don't do it no more. They'll come take it though. What's going on with kids? Who is Jonathan? Lee Jonathan? Rocky, where you been? He is the bomb. He's been around. Mocking Media does this series with Betty and Lee Jonathan. It is I've been showing it for a long time, but I watch every episode a couple times. It's the bomb. Awesome work. Hey, Mr. Blue. Hey, Music City Mom. Hey, Break Time 5. Yeah, The Burning Bush is the series, and it's with Lee Jonathan. Hence, the Jonathan Lee. You'll know when you see him. Um, I'm sure everybody's already seen it a couple times. Usually, I play them, but that's some good work there. I wish I had the patience for that or the know-how. I could the know-how to do it. Hell, I'm. Oh, and I thought I lost all them clips that I was gathering for shorts. Nope, found them. Yep. How they got in that file, I have no freaking idea. But I found them, so now I can get them shorts done and post them. Yes, I told my husband that's his competition. Yeah, I showed him Lee Jonathan. He howled. He busted out laughing. Anyway, um, the clip channels are fantastic. Literally, Davis fam's been putting out unscrupulous. Always puts out good stuff. Always. Kodo. I like Lippy. I like when No More Lies puts out No More Lies on Grifton and Panel and Friends. But yeah, thank goodness for the clip channels. Oh, the dog is already crying to go back out. She's so mad. So, Wackadoodle B, uh, hence the thumbnail. The clowns are back. They're in action. They're hot today. This one, she should have been the center clown, but because they're feeders off of Betty, I put Betty in the center. Uh, a Wackadoodle number two. Oh, Jules. Ooh, she was at it hot and heavy today. Mm-mm-mm. Now I know why they coined the phrase 5150. Just saying. We're going to watch a little bit of this. And we're going to have to speed her up because she's so very slow. And of course, there'll be parts that I'm going to. She's doing one of her deranged, distorted storytelling episodes. I don't think she's like Bullhorn. They wouldn't know a fact if it smacked them in the face. But there's so many to review. I mean, I want to get into reviewing that CYN or CNY family crap. Oh, wow. Yeah. And
111 True Crime put something else out. Hi, Brianna. Oh, yeah. You're giving her more credit than me because I said 99. So you're giving her far more credit than I did. Um, yeah. I'm going to do a part 3 of the jungle. And oh, yeah. And Spanky, I have not forgot about you. I'm working on you. You're just really boring and really, really hard to review. But with him, I have to go look up everything. And there's been so much said, and there's been so many panels that sometimes it takes a while to find the exact clip you need. Banner, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And okay, there we go. And just so everybody, I'm going to be changing that and adding that fair use better to my description as well. Um, Hopefully, I don't know. It's not a good sign that it wouldn't play my intro. So I have. I'm going to close out YouTube altogether, and I'm going to reload it. Maybe that'll help. Um, because her internet is bad to begin with. Her. Um, so yeah, just I don't know. I went to restream because StreamYard's not been acting right, and Restream is messed up, and that's why I quit using Restream because it was hit and miss with them, and at the time it wasn't with StreamYard, but now it seems to be hit and miss with StreamYard as well. So I don't know. Ever since StreamYard sold, it hasn't been the same platform, in my opinion. Or stupidity, whichever you prefer. um, I'll drop the link. All I ask is that you be respectful and you don't talk over the video. Because I do that enough for everybody. That's a bad habit, and it's a bad habit to break. I'm still working on it. But yeah. But, please don't. Hey, Aunt Betty MCW, don't feel forced. Hey, Chloe, don't feel forced to come up. It's cool. I get it. Um, but wackadoodle time. Y'all ready? You might want to click them seatbelts. Just saying. Because this one, she's off her freaking rocker, man. No shit.
Um, what was it on? Lady Freedom.
Hey, beautiful disaster. Hey, turning leaves. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Casey. Hey, Samrisa. Oh, push the button. Oh, this is a float. You got to push the button on. Okay. I'm sitting here toking this thing, wondering why I'm getting nothing. You got to push the dang button.
Last night? About what?
Oh, Lord.
What was Lady Freedom's about? TikTok, you can message each other. It was a
Well,
live
you're not.
last night?
Julie, here's a little tip. You're not supposed to be on your phone dealing with your messages while you're live. Maybe do it before you hit the go live button. Hey, owns $1,000 shoes. I love it. Yes, she
I don't
does.
see it
Hey,
from
Mia.
last night. Was it a video or was it a live?
Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
No, it's not up here. What did it say? It's not up here.
Okay, how about you do your live and not worry about it?
She did a test. It was a test, yeah, but it was just a test. But it was
Mm.
taken down. Mandy Moo, you're so funny. Write down my email. Can you send me an email? julie.skolnick@gmail.com?
No,
Janet?
not doing it.
Can you send right now?
Oh, Lord.
Melba, what did Lady Freedom Raw Narrative say at 2
Hey,
a.m.?
lady.
Can you put it in the chat before we start?
Memories from
So we're
life.
not all hanging on a wire here and going, what do we miss? What do we miss? Because when I go to her
Yeah,
channel,
everything's good.
it's just like
Hey,
got a
Sarah.
test page from earlier, and there's no video, and then there's no lot. They'll lot it about Melba.
Oh.
Yeah, email me.
You do realize you've just spent the last almost 11 minutes talking about your messages instead of your live. Just letting you know. Is that your intro? Well, I guess it's better than Grifney J's.
Genevieve, please. Then I could call you. We'll call right after this because then I have to go to a meeting.
Yeah, that's why my phone's not purposely on right now in front of me. But she hits that live button and then starts to go through her messages. I'm like, can you not do that first?
Melba, don't leave us hanging on the line. You're like telling us there's like big news and
Oh,
stuff like
she
that.
talks like
All
Betty
right.
now.
Is Shannon here? Shannon, I got to talk to you for a second. Shannon, you're sending me all this stuff. I don't know what all this stuff means. I just woke up. Give me a few minutes. I'll get
Oh,
on.
tuxedo
Yay.
baby. Ah, it's good to see you. Member for 4 months. Woohoo. Thank you. It's good to see you.
I don't know what all this stuff means, but you sent me a picture of somebody
She
who
just tried to sound like Betty. Did you all hear that? She tried to talk like Betty. Hey, Denise.
really, really, really looks like Green Hoodie. And then you sent me another thing and saying maybe it's not Green Hoodie. And I'm like, I don't know what to think now. Because it's like, is that Green Hoodie or not? Because it sure shit looks like Green Hoodie. But then you said it's like not.
How can you identify Green Hoodie when you couldn't see anything? So tell me how you can identify who Green Hoodie is. I'll wait. Not till hell freezes over, but I'll wait.
And now I'm confused.
Oh. Newsflash, Miss Profound is confused.
Listen, I got to talk to everybody. If you send me stuff on email, I love it. But don't just send me a link to something, a video that's like an hour long and not tell me why. I can't watch the whole hour video.
So what you want is you want them to do your work for you for your shows, and you can be confused and not know what's going on because you didn't bother to go watch it for yourself. Huh. And you're one of them people like Betty that whatever anybody sends you's got to be gospel and you run with it. Man, that's a good screenshot with your tongue hanging out. Seriously is. Seriously is. Where's my other tablet? I need to screenshot that.
I don't know what she did at 2 a.m.,
right there. All I got to
but
do
it's
is hit
not there.
print screen.
Wait, you can't remove it?
Yeah, you can't identify who Green Hoodie is. Hey, Sunday Doodles.
I don't see your email up here. I don't see up here.
I do got to speed her up. Sorry, peeps. Let me know if I do it too much. I'll start out slow. I had her on
Somebody must have erased it
1.25.
already.
We're going to 1.5. But we
No,
may have to
listen to
go
Melba.
up.
Melba Montoya says, Julie, did you see Lady Freedom's narrative video? Like 4 question marks. Came out 2 a.m. It shortly after was removed. Then it resurfaced. And then I go to it. It's not there. And then I asked Melba, what was it about? And now Melba won't tell us. Is that right? That's not right. You can't tease us. It's not fair. There's a picture in her community post. All right, I'm going to go back to it. I'm going back to it one more time.
Why does your light keep
Community
going in
post.
and out, Julie?
Maybe it's the one Shannon sent me. Person looks like Green Hoodie.
Again, how do you know what Green Hoodie looks like? And let me clarify something. All along, I've been saying when they said that Chris's sister passed away. Chris has a sister and a stepsister, both with the same name. However, his sister, who is local, did not pass away. I was correct about that. His stepsister, whom, from what I understand, there wasn't a great situation there. But just to let you all know that, and was not in the area, was not Green Hoodie. Oh, the woman can't even rest in peace. You know?
All right. So, actually, all right. This picture, all right, let me just show you what this is. This is what's done the thing. All right. Now, let me tell you something. This picture and a similar
You're
one
terrible at
that
showing
looks
news.
like another person over here. Mob Crew addressed some of these a little bit last night. And he said sometimes when you mess with the highlights and the this and that,
Where you at,
that look like
Whispers?
people or, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, Whispers. I didn't see you. Come back up. I'll watch
People
for
are
you.
like seeing stuff in it, right? Like they're seeing stuff that looks like, oh, this looks like a this, and they're taking the video and they're like using their own or whatever to turn up the contrast or turn down the.
Guys, this is on her end with the video. Her light keeps going in and out. Yeah, this is all. I have no. I've adjusted all my settings I can. It's on her end.
She's in the
Right?
basement
Her
in her
inter-
bedroom.
And
Yeah, her internet's always like this. When I review her, it's always bad. Hey, salty mamas, did you say she's in the basement?
I did. Maybe that wasn't the nicest thing to say. I could have said dungeon.
I considered bedroom or a bathroom because we know how many streamers that stream out their bathroom.
Well, look, that's her bed behind her. It looks
Well,
almost
but
identical to my bed frame. It's an old antique sleigh bed.
mm-mm-mm. This one. Mm-mm-mm.
I have to say, I'm with all these shadowy things and everything like that, and people using God knows what kind of software. Probably not the greatest software like test. Um,
And what do you mean, like Chris has? How do you know what kind of software he has and he uses? How do you know that he's all that in a bag of chips with the computers with the internet? I mean, seriously, how do you know? How do you know this man? Do you all up on him that you even know what software he owns and uses? Okay. Spoiler alert, she still has no idea who the sheriff was on 2/26/24. No, did she really go? Because I listened to some of this, but not all of it. She really still doesn't get it. Oh dear Lord. Thank you, Brianna. Oh dear.
go by that. All right, I'm not going to go by that because I mean, I could look at clouds, and see, you know, a cat and a dog this morning, but
Cat and the
I
dog.
can't
Hi,
count on it, right?
Cromology.
So I gotta wait for Chris from
Hi,
Mopco to tell
Marlo.
me. I know, but like I
Sugar
don't know
Man.
what. I mean, you could go and look at the
Oh
picture, but like
yeah,
I don't.
yeah, Clue. It actually was. I swear, there for a minute it was a thing. There were several of them streaming out their damn bathroom. Beta Tata, remember everybody? Hope I know you remember the Beta days. She streamed out her bathroom. Remember that one night her husband got pissed because she wouldn't get out the bathroom so he could go.
Ski
Yeah,
mask Andy.
yeah. Ski Mask Andy. She streams out his bathroom when he has a bathroom, and he's not wanted by the law for beating his mama up. But yeah, there's several people that have streamed Charlotte on the web. Yeah, yeah, she's a band creator who's still on here with another channel. Um, yeah, they stream out their bathrooms. I swear it was a thing. Hey, Billy Sunday. I personally am not streaming out my bathroom because number one, I'm going to look around and I'm going to find something that really doesn't need clean, but I'm going to think it needs clean. And I'm going to forget about my life and I'm going to start cleaning. So we need to sit somewhere where I can't do that.
I don't know. Like people, what's happening is people are taking that video, that light, the lights video and different things, and they're using,
Hey, Jai. Hey, little
like
horses.
believe me, I know this because I did it myself. Frankly, all right, I
Yeah,
used a not a
Redwood was always in the bathroom too, hiding from Shanny. Yeah. Oh, them two train wrecks. I know whispers. Come back up. I'll see. I'm watching for you. I didn't know if you heard me.
shop, but I used an even better like graphics thing, to turn something from darkness to make it lighter and everything like that. And depending on like the different filters I used and stuff like that, it changed the image. Like it was actually like changing the image, and like it looked like I might be able to get things that I could see pictures of. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying?
But if it
Like
changes it, why does your light go so dark? Why do you keep going so
I just
dark?
can't trust.
I think it's when the sun adjusts. My camera will
Maybe.
do that because she's got direct sunlight coming in the
Yeah, well,
window.
Yeah,
you
she
can enhance
does.
images in
Yeah,
it and things like that. But literally, like I use this one software. It's a graph.
looks like she has the blinds or something opened. Yeah, that could be it. That's weird. It freaks me out. That drives
Graphic
me
software.
nuts.
Okay. And I took the stuff and I was just trying, of course I was inspired by Pincho's thing. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I could like replicate this kind of stuff and like, turn up the lights on this part of it or that. And I was doing all kinds of filters, YouTube video
But
instructions.
you do understand that you are altering the photograph. So therefore, it's useless because you've altered it so much. You don't get that, right, Miss Smarty Pants? You know, you act like you know it all, and hell, you even
Hensley.
act. Hey, Hensley, you act like you know it all, and hell, you even act like you're a lawyer sometimes. Missy Michelle,
On how to like do stuff.
Ski
And
Mask
Fred happens
Andy.
to
Yeah, that's a whole shit show, huh? There's some rabbit holes we could send Clue and Cletus down.
Mm-mm.
But the thing is, with them, a lot of the lives are gone because because they're all band evaders. They're not even supposed to be on YouTube, and they go through how many channels. But even Charlotte on the web, her original channel, she got booted. So I have some of it, but we could find it. We could find it. And the Shanny days. Hey, Whispers,
Hey,
how are you?
um,
I'm gonna
okay,
turn your mic down. Okay. All right.
okay.
There we go.
If it kicks me, I won't come back though.
Oh, I know. I turned your mic down because I had your mic turned up too high.
No,
I
I
had
was talking
everybody.
about,
Restream can be persnickety sometimes.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I know.
it's to the point where I don't even know what service to use because it's like no matter what, one of them messes up. You know,
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, wild. But I forgot restream. I had my intro loaded on here, So I didn't even need to play the one from my channel. But I remembered now. Too late, but I remember.
Is every time you do it, you do see different kind of like shadowy things or different kind of stuff. But like every time you use a new filter, it produces different stuff. So I don't want to go by that. All right. Like until I see it. Yeah. I'm not trusting it. I'm sorry. I have to.
Oh.
Okay, Val, no problem. Good morning. All right. So let's get back to business, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
All right.
Oh, wait.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna take her a minute, but she's gonna get there. Hey, sweet one, she's gonna get there.
it's good morning, Becky.
Organized
You're
confusion.
awesome. I mean,
A story to tell. Oh.
especially with images and that they're so grainy and they're so shadowy. Like, I'm getting sent all kinds of pictures too.
Okay.
And
You cannot make out if it's a man or a woman. You cannot make out the facial features.
Oh, and if you can, you better go work for the motherfucking FBI, bitch.
I'm telling you, you get in a high paying freaking position too.
I can't trust. There's a lot of traffic today. I can't trust all of this because people are using their own software to produce this stuff.
Oh, whispers
and,
fell down.
You know, for the most part, they're not like really great experts on this stuff. And I was only saying this not to like put anybody down, but because I tried it myself, and like I produced stuff that I was like, oh, this kind of looks like a person, you know, and I'm like, you know, but then I would change the filter and I'd be like, oh, but that kind of looks like a person. Comprendo, see, understand, everybody? All right. Enough games.
Comprendo, see?
What we need, let me ask a question. Put one in the chat. If you live in Tennessee or have a close family friend who lives in Tennessee, put one in the chat.
Why? Get ready. She's gonna get ready. She's gonna pull a Miss Profound right now. Just listen.
We got to get.
Come on.
As a matter of fact, I didn't check my email today.
Oh dear. What are you just doing? Checking your text messages for 15 minutes? Get out your email, girl. You're live. Put the phone down and walk away. Walk very far. Hey, Gone Girl. Oh, thank you,
No,
Gone
as long
Girl.
as she's doing this, she's not hurting
Thank you
anybody,
very
Kathy.
much.
I'd rather her be on a live and just doing this kind of stupid shit than her running her damn dick sucker.
Oh, she's gonna do that here too. Just don't give her no credit yet.
We need to get. All right. Okay.
Thank
all right.
you, Gone Girl.
Here's the deal for the people who put a 1. We need to get video footage to the mob crew of the dark car.
No, you don't.
Why?
No, you don't.
No. Why do you? You don't need any footage of anybody's car because, see, number one, nobody knows what car that was, what kind of car, nothing.
Law enforcement does.
Yeah, well,
and they don't need to be bothered.
Exactly. I'm talking about the public, like these idiots. Mob crew doesn't need that information. And why do you think that picture was blacked out in the first place? So that nobody could find these people and bother them, harass and stalk them. You are not law enforcement. You clown.
And
oh, she pisses me off. I'm in a
the neighbors
mood tonight.
I don't know if the neighbors, you know, are they gonna be skittish or not about it because how they've been burned and by, you know, somebody knocking on the door saying I'm the lead investigator, not telling them they work for the Proudfoots, right? And turning over their video.
That didn't happen like that, you idiot. Was you there? Was you standing right there? Do you know what was said? Do you know who knocked on what door where? Nope.
How do you know that neighbor didn't just go up to their other neighbor and say, hey, I understand your kid went missing. How about you come over and get the surveillance footage from me? Now, why don't you think that might be a fucking possibility? Man, I would love to grab that fucking ponytail she has.
Hey,
I would love to grab her and swing her around by her ponytail till her hat and glasses both came off.
I want, the scary thing is, what if people are sending this sideshow information, this freak show?
And they probably are, believing that she's somebody and something. There are crazies out here. She holds between 250 and 300.
You're breaking up really bad.
I'm standing right next to the router.
I don't know. You're really...
Oh, my computer's stupid, apparently. Is that
Oh, mine is too. No, they know each other. Let me change your volume. Maybe that's what you turn it. I turned it down because we were also loud. Maybe that's what I did.
Okay.
All right, now try.
I can go out and come back in if I need to.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Good. All right. This woman is beyond. She's beyond. You're getting scratching noises too, KCG?
Okay.
You sound good now.
Now I sound fine?
Wait, go ahead, talk again.
Do I sound fine now? Or do I need to go back out?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to drop you completely and then re-add you. Because with Restream, it doesn't do that. When you drop, if I don't drop you, you're still backstage. All right, there we go. There we go.
Is this better?
100%.
The butter mouse got me. Damn it.
The butter mouse? That damn butter mouse was all over our shit last night. Now again tonight.
Yep.
Hey, Jissy Trails. Hey, J-Dog. Hey, girl next door.
Oh, no, they're saying now it's doing it.
Now it's doing it again. Let me reload, man. Let me reload. Stay right where you're at.
Well, hell. Now it's perfect.
Okay. All right.
It says it's perfect now.
Nope, that's you. Yep. I don't know what it is. But it...
Well, no, what's crazy is the minute you went away, it went to perfect.
You will do that. It will go that. Just let me see something here.
Okay.
All right. Let me see what this sounds like. Hold on.
But if you know anybody who's a neighbor, and I have a call today too myself, who maybe it's not the neighbor in one of the, like 8 houses we're targeting, as far as to get their video footage of houses that dark car passed on their way in, went down Kellen, turned around, and then came back up Stafford a bit and parked there, and then went back, and then turned around and went out.
Do you not think at this point that whatever vehicles were in the neighborhood have already been accounted for? I mean, SF has made it clear that they know exactly who was what and where, but they don't need to release that information to the general public because you people are idiots. And law enforcement has long known, I'm sure.
The video he wants so bad, he doesn't have it either. Police told him not to give it to anybody. Well, he's got a picture of a car that he's blacked out. So what's that about? I mean, yeah, I agree.
Keeping the car, the make and model, color, everything from you idiots who would do everything you could to track the person down and would be outing all kind of people that drive those kind of cars just because they drive that kind of car. Yeah, no, that would be a whole shit show.
I agree. I mean, listen, he could put anything in a picture and just say, hey, look what I got. I'm very concerned about him trying to do forensic kind of BS testing of the of the construction site. Not that I don't want the construction site searched, but I'd like it done by professionals, okay? Not photographers.
What are you talking about? Professionals, not photographers. Who's a photographer?
Well, that's how SF got his start, was photographing in the fashion industry.
Yeah, but he is now a certified SAR. He's also a licensed PI in
Right.
multiple states.
But
He
Julie doesn't
has
understand
training
that.
and experience.
Right.
Are you jealous
Julie
because he
doesn't-
also made it as a photographer prior? Is that it?
No, she's really
Is she
good
jealous
at
because he?
Mm-mm. No, she's really good at sticking to the script, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
We got to
Yeah.
discount him and insult
I
him any
wonder
way
why
we
they
possibly
don't, and they still don't give her the acknowledgement she's dying for from the team.
Oh yeah. She's on the
Betty's
team
the
now.
only one that has said. Oh yeah, I heard Betty say her name, but she only said her first name.
You got it? Like, who have a bunch of equipment and, you know, Mo, Larry, and Curly pretending they're detectives. He's hiding the car, right, Manzi? So, like, we got to get that. So,
What's that noise?
if you know anybody, and I'm talking not just to you guys, but to anybody who's
Is that
watching this
her?
later on, you know,
Is
It's a
that
big
her?
truck coming down the hill.
Talk to
It was
them
a
about
big
the
truck
mob
coming
crew.
down the hill.
And
It's
I
a
know, but
fucking engine
I'm
broke.
telling you, neighbors have footage.
Oh,
Even if they don't have footage
wow.
of that night, they might have footage of the day before or whatever. Anything would help at this point. Okay. So we want to get that to the mob crew. Chris from the mob crew. He needs footage. He needs footage from that night. And there is footage that exists.
No,
and even
he
if law enforcement
doesn't.
said, you know what,
He is not law enforcement or any type of investigator. No, he doesn't need anything, ma'am. He's already gotten enough wrong.
but don't share it with anybody. At this point, I'm going to show you why. They should not trust law enforcement that they're doing the best job, in my opinion.
Oh
Okay.
boy, Betty Jr.
Oh boy,
Because-
here we go.
Frankly, I have no reason to
Hey,
feel
Skip.
like everybody wants to say, oh, law enforcement, they're just keeping all the secrets to themselves right now because they got so much stuff and they don't want to give away any hints. And I'm saying, you know what? Based on how they handled the crime scene from the start and all the things that they did and didn't do in the
Crime
investigation
scene?
since then,
What the fuck are you talking
makes
about?
me like,
Go ahead.
There's no crime.
She has been for a couple months now demanding that Craddock be investigated because he will not arrest Chris and Katie for abuse and neglect and charge them with felonies. Yeah, she's been pushing
Well,
that narrative hard.
I realize that, but again, Chris from the mob crew is not an investigator. There is no crime. What the fuck is wrong with you, woman?
Hey, Mom.
have zero
Yeah. Jeez. Woo. You want to talk about distortion? Oh. I wonder how many live in her head. We left off with Betty at 123. I bet you we're going to find more in this one. What do you think? Or do you think she just has that one always going?
Oh, I think she got 3 or 4 inside of this demon.
Hey, Marbella.
confidence in Craddock and his band of Keystone Cops.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
And you're going to hear, I got to play for you. If you didn't hear it already, I'm going to play parts of it, stop in and talk about it. It's really them just talking.
I don't know if I can agree with that, with that description of law enforcement there. I mean, I don't live there. I have family that lives in Tennessee. I won't tell you what part, but yeah. Well, yeah, you won't find him. He lives in Nashville. But anyway, I don't think their crime rate is as outrageous from what I understand from people that live there, and they don't piss around. That's why Betty's out on $20,000 bond and, basic criminal charges and possible jail time. That should tell you maybe that law enforcement does their job. And by the way, they have pulled out all the stops and then some. So don't say they haven't done shit or they're not trustworthy. They're law enforcement. It's an open active case. They're not going to give you the deets, honey, because you are nobody. At the end of the day, you're not relevant to the case. Except maybe a 72-hour hold somewhere.
Talking, so there's nothing to see video wise. So it's okay. I just play it. Last night, CNY family had on
CNY. Oh my.
a man named, he's a forensic detective. He's also done works with children before on interviews. He explains who he is. Okay. And
it doesn't matter who he explains he is. That channel couldn't be more biased, and yeah, totally runs you guys' narrative. Just saying.
he's retired, but he still does work on different cases and things. You'll hear him talk about it. But I mean, CNY's going, I don't understand why they didn't do this. Why didn't they protect the
Clue got him named. Cletus is Curly. Crabtree is Larry, and Fisher can be Mo. You got to make a thumbnail or a meme. Oh my God, that would be good. Hey, Snippins.
Why didn't they do Luminoff? Why didn't they question this? Why didn't they do that? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's like, I'm not trying to like other law enforcement people are always like, I don't want to just, throw shade on it. Other law enforcement, and they try as best they can without being insulting to be like, you screwed up, without saying you screwed up. But I'm saying, Craddock, you screwed up big time.
How?
Big time from the start.
Oh.
Big time.
Really?
And you continue to screw up. And I don't believe that you're being quiet the whole time, especially in the beginning.
Oh.
Because you had all this information, you just didn't want to share it. No, I don't think you had anything.
Do you understand that this is a police investigation? This is not you having stuff going on with your friends, and you having a high school fit because, oh, that friend won't tell you what they know. Oh my God, I can't.
Because you screwed up so badly from the start, and you've been.
It's also not a game. It's also not a game.
Exactly.
Of Clue. There is a missing child at the heart of this. So what the fuck, Julia?
She's fucking done. Oh, there wasn't any marbles in there to begin with. Now I know for sure it's a open, barren space.
Playing a game of cover your ass ever since. Call the FBI. I mean, even this detective says, if you don't have the manpower to demand a tip line, there's agencies you can call, like AKA the FBI, who can help you have, especially in the beginning, have a tip line going 24/7.
They did.
We know they didn't follow up with the people at the Speedway gas station in Jackson.
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't legitimate.
Do we need to, how many times do we got to tell her how it works?
We don't. We just keep moving forward.
Yeah, thank you. I can't tell her again.
We'll just drag her behind us. It's fine.
Who said they saw a car at 5:30 in the morning? Okay? They never followed up. It's not like, well, they had something or they didn't have something. We don't even know what they had, because by the time they actually went out to the Speedway gas station, it was over 30 days, and the videotapes get erased.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
They're hiding it.
You have no idea what law enforcement has, what they've been given from where, and that is the norm, but there is places in small towns that don't clear their cache every 30 days. So
There's places that stuff saves to the cloud.
Yeah. So you can't make that statement because you don't know.
They call in the FBI. Why
No,
wouldn't they? Other than
de-
to cover the fact.
dear, the FBI's been there. What you talking about? The
FBI,
FBI's been there.
Service.
TBI, yeah. I mean, they've had many departments there. What are you talking about? There's no reason for the FBI to step in and take over this case. It's not something that they would easily do anyway. There would have to be good cause. There's none. There's no justification for it.
Nope. That, how bad they messed up. But here's the deal, Craddock, if you're watching this. Everybody, it's not Julie Skolnick or the people in my chat think you screwed up.
Oh.
Anybody who is paying attention to this case, including other law enforcement, way more professional than you, way more experienced than you,
Oh.
you're becoming the laughingstock of the law enforcement world. Sorry, it's true.
Oh, really?
You should
Wait
hear.
a minute. How does she know that?
No.
She's not connected to the law enforcement world. How would she know?
I don't know. Apparently, she's got super secret ESPN powers.
I'm telling you, that maybe that, intelligence
She's
agency.
telepathetically tied into the super secret police academy network.
Yeah, it could be. The retirees too, because they're the ones with all the experience and they're better than Craddock.
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Julie, you need to tote this. Here, puff, pass.
Yeah, Blanche.
Oh my Lord, could you imagine her on some good, like, birthday cake or, chocolate truffle or something? Oh Lord.
Oh, could you imagine her on that stuff I sent you a picture of the other
Oh
day?
hell no, she'd be all over. Oh my Lord, that would be
I would love it.
hilarious though.
She'd be a fucking bucket girl. I'd fucking love it.
That
I'd
would
love
be
to sit there and
that would
watch
be
her.
epic to review.
She'd
God,
end up eating her own face off.
let's
She'd be
share
the
with.
dumb bitch. Let's share with her, shall we?
Yeah,
She'd be
that
the
would
dumb
be
bitch that
epic.
would call 911 on herself. Oh my god, I'm dying.
We could have content for days on that.
Oh, Julie.
This is the reason you don't use the green. Just say no to Julie. Hey, Mahari, how are you? It's been a minute. It's good to see you. Hey, Terry.
Here. Listen once in a while. I know you don't want to look at social media, but how about look at social media of former, law enforcement detectives who have solved homicides talk about all the ways that you screwed up.
Ma'am.
What are you talking about? Who said this?
This is what she's saying. That they're saying, but nobody knows who's saying it other than that CNY she's talking about.
Who the hell is they?
Them. CNY. That's who she's, because he's
Oh
had this
yeah, the same ones that are
illustrious law enforcement career, and he's more experienced. Did better than Craddock. Just so happens Craddock's the fucking sheriff of a county.
well, those are the same ones that are trying to say that Kylie Rodney didn't drown either. So
yeah, I've been looking at them. Yeah, that's one of the things I was like, because I wanted to go back and look at some of the other stuff, not just this stuff, just to make sure that my take on them was correct. And oh boy, that's a whole shit show.
That's why that day when you asked me about it, I was like, nope, that's a no.
Yeah, they're out there.
Listen to them. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to my chat. Don't listen to YouTube creators.
Hey,
listen
Tien.
to other law enforcement who have actually solved homicides, who have years more experience than you do, who work for departments 5 to 10 times the size of yours, who've worked with the FBI. Talk about you, Craddock, screwing up.
Do you
And
think?
how
Do you think he just walked off the street and got this job of sheriff of Sumner County? Is that how you think it worked for him? You don't think that he has any training, education, experience, none of that. You just think he just walked up and said, "Hey, I'm your new sheriff." Too bad. Yeah, it don't work that way. The man had to be qualified for the job.
all of your actions are an absolute mystery to them.
Oh.
Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Why you let this? Why you didn't question this? I mean, unbelievable. Don't take my word for it.
See, you don't know what they did. You don't know who they questioned or what the questions were. So you can't say that, Julie. Oh, are you an experienced law enforcement officer too? Because, gosh, you're a lawyer, a teacher, a this, a that, a spokeswoman, an advocate, a writer that needs a ghostwriter, and you got lawyers and all this other
Doctor,
stuff.
a lawyer, a senator's son, a band on the and a man on the run.
These people and
Because
all
we
their
went out last night.
these people have all these identities. It's like it's hard to keep up. Hey Tina, hey Aries.
One thing's led to another. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, no, I don't think she thinks it was just a figure of speech. No, there's not a working
No.
brain cell there. I said that's a barren open space. We were trying to figure out how many because we counted 123 personalities with Betty. That was me and Voices' count so far. We've been able to successfully label 123.
And they all have names.
Yes. Um, Julie, it's just a barren open space.
Julie, we're beginning to think really doesn't have the same illnesses as Betty, in our opinion, but the jury's still out on it. We have a couple more assessments to make. But Kathy and I really aren't qualified professionals, other than
Hey,
the
we did just like Betty. We read the prefix of the book, and that made us an expert.
I don't know. I think between you and I, we probably have 22 years of schooling. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know what, 130 years of life experience between the two of us.
Damn, don't push it. Don't rub it in.
Well, listen, I'd rather have
Excuse me.
130 than have Julie saying, well, I got 52 years of experience. Oh, yeah, bitch. Well, we got double that. So don't know what to tell you. Time for you to sit down there.
Sorry about
sister.
coughing. I choked on that.
Well, for the love of God, Kathy, geez.
No, I choked on. I was laughing. I choked on what you said. What you were saying.
Well, that's why I was like, well, for the love of God, Kathy, you would think you didn't have to choke.
Oh, my throat's itchy now. See what you did? All right. Let's get back into train wreck sideshow number 2.
There's a ton of serious analysts out there who also do interviews with other law enforcement shows, right? I'm not talking about CNY, but he's just one example, okay? Who have lots of experience.
But go watch his content. Them people actually said Kylie Rodden didn't drown. But anyway, they all go watch. Never mind. Don't watch their because it's your narrative. But yeah, that's it. You're unbiased, and there are channels that do that. That stay neutral. They don't go to one side or the other. That's not one of them. That's not one of them that can use his great law enforcement career and his supposedly neutral mind to stay in the medium. No, he's totally biased on one side. Yeah. Anyway, that shows me a lot.
And they're all going, like, CNY interviewed this guy, Scott Snyder, right? A forensic detective in Oregon, 20 years experience, solved homicides, has been trained to talk to children, has been trained for interrogations, has been trained, to do all kinds of tests, he's been a dog tracker. I mean, the guy's like incredible, right? And he's like going, yeah, I'm not trying to say anything bad or wrong.
The mark of
but
truth.
Like, yeah, I don't get it. Why Craddock didn't do this or that. Okay. If you go to court now, Craddock, just with you, who screwed up from the beginning, didn't follow up on leads, a good defense attorney is going to tear your butt apart. Sorry, because you screwed up so bad.
Okay,
they'll be like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. What's he going to court for? First off. Second off, how do you know he didn't follow up on leads? There's leads and then there's garbage. Unfortunately, they got a lot of garbage. Wasted a lot of manpower hours. But how do you know any of this, Joy? Do you have an inside source? Does she have an incel? We don't know who it is. Who's Donna and Kathy were hanging out at Daryl's house? Oh, okay. Hey, Autumn. Hey, Dulcie. Okay.
You didn't protect the crime scene? Wait a second. You didn't do this? Wait a second. You didn't do that?
What crime scene? There was no crime. Do you not understand that? This is not a 2-year-old that disappeared. This is a 15-year-old teenager, a young man who, it is what it is. There was issues. Teenagers run away every day, every hour. There was no signs of foul play. There have been no signs of a crime being committed that law enforcement has seen fit to share with anybody. So where are you getting your evidence from? Mob Crew? Betty? Grifney J? And worse yet, Spanky? Ugh. You can have it.
Wait a second. You weren't answering the telephones 24/7 in the first 4 days of Sebastian being missing? How do you know you didn't? Okay, I'll reach for this guy. How do you know you didn't miss something? Huh? How do you know the real kidnapper is not still out there? Because you had sleepy old retired Blanche not answering the things, not returning phone calls. Let me see, reach for this guy.
Look, I've reviewed you. You've sent like 33-page emails, some as high as 80 pages. Your words, not mine. Repeatedly to all these people. You tag them in everything you do. On all your platforms. I think they see your name enough.
Let me look. If you don't get the FBI in there.
Hey, Cynthia.
If you don't get the FBI in there, when you go to court, your DA goes to court, I don't care what you gather, you will have no case because you're going to go on there and they're going to make you look like the Keystone Cops, Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Oh.
You could pick which one you want to be.
Well, wait a minute. You can't do that. You've already assigned Mo, Larry, and Curly. You've already assigned them to SF, and them going there with the radar and stuff you don't want them to do because you're jealous. Because you really don't want it done, period. Anyway, you can't do that. You can't. Now take that back. And there's only 3 stooges, not 6.
And you know how? And the Proudfoots will get off. You know why?
Why?
Because of your amateur police work.
Oh.
Why you did it? Because you're friends with them? Because you don't know what you're doing? I don't know. But you screwed up. Call the FBI. Call the FBI. Call the FBI. Because even if you were...
Why should he call the FBI? They're already involved. They have been involved. But But Chris and Katie's not getting charged nor facing a trial because they've done nothing. So that means Craddock's guilty of nothing. You see how that works? There has to be. Never mind.
Arrest them, you're going to have no case because
Okay.
the law enforcement, I mean, because
You're right. He has no case. That's why no one's been arrested. You just answered for your damn self.
defense attorney is going to point out every single screw up you and your department did.
Oh.
And say, ladies and gentlemen, how can we trust the evidence presented by Mo, Larry, and Curly over here? These amateurs, they're going to bring in expert detectives, law enforcement officials who are going to, forensic detectives who are going to point out every single mistake you made in court. And you're going to look like a laughingstock.
Oh.
So call it. My suggestion is call in the FBI.
Okay.
Just say, I made some mistakes. All right, everybody will be okay with it. Call in the FBI. You don't call in the FBI. You make an arrest and you go to court and you lose because you screwed up so bad from the start. And they get people with real experience.
You do understand when a teenager goes missing, they don't call in the crime squad. You understand that, right? But there was so many. I mean, law enforcement was on this so quickly. I mean, there's a lot that wish they had that attention that quickly. Searching was started very quickly and continued on foot with dogs, helicopters, drones, water, horseback. Equisearch was there working with law enforcement as they often do because, they're reputable. I know. I've searched with them. Anyway, you don't play this shit you people pull with your searches. Not on Tim's searches, you don't. She can't even figure out who the sheriff was, but they're the amateur investigators. Sure, Julie. Yeah, that's pretty sad. She still says it was Craddock. Yeah, you can't get through to this. Hey, it's me, Amberly. Hey, Jean Ann. Hey, Runs. Yeah, she's
who've really solved multiple homicides, who go there and tell you that you're a fool on the stand. And that your evidence, Craddock, cannot be trusted.
Oh.
Because you did an amateur's job.
Oh.
Sorry.
Do you understand he wasn't police chief then? But yes, he was still the next in, right underneath the chief, the sheriff. But he didn't work that specific case, I do not believe. He wasn't the detective on that case because he would have been more a lieutenant or something like that. Hey, Ben. No, not today. This lady is the reason I don't imagine meeting her and having to pretend to give up. No, I'd be too fucking rude. I'd sign her face.
Sorry, that's what's going to happen. I don't see it.
How's that going to happen?
I don't see it. Can you write it again? I'm looking for it, but I can't see your comment. And I want to get started.
I mean, evidently, the FBI's involved, not only because of the Amber Alert, but did they not put up to $50,000 reward? But yeah, according to her. But I know what she means. She wants Craddock to call the FBI and say, hey, I really screwed up. I need you to come and take over this case. And that's just not going to happen. I mean, I know that's what she's, I'm just jabbing at her, making fun of her. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Shauna M. Yeah, I'm just, believe me, I know where she's going. I just try to make fun with her and give everybody a break.
Not reality. Reach for the sky. Reach for the sky. Can you write it again?
Reach. I can't.
Which pictures? You said there's pictures? Lady Freedom. I know. I just addressed that. Lady Freedom's pictures. All right. Let's move on. Do you understand?
No. You don't understand.
Had a forensic detective on last night, and I want to listen to parts of it because obviously, it's not just to hear another detective go, yeah, I don't know why law enforcement did this in Sumner County. I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't know why they didn't do this. I don't know why they didn't
see, it doesn't matter what they say because they have no idea what law enforcement has or hasn't done. So they don't know. Law enforcement has been super tight-lipped.
They also don't know what protocols are in Tennessee.
Exactly. They didn't work for that department. They can speculate, but they can't say it is factual. They can't say because they don't know. Oh man, why are you not charging? Let me get it pulled up on here. Just in case. It's set, but it's just not.
Do that. I don't know why they, when the first 48 hours are so important, why they would do blah, blah, blah. Why didn't they assume it's like this guy literally says, when you go into a crime scene, you say, okay, the parents are telling me this, right? It's a runaway, it's a this. So you should think in your mind, it might be true that what they're saying is true. And I'm going to believe what the parents are saying. I'm also going to believe that what the parents are saying is not true. So I'm going to investigate it both ways, as if what they're saying is true or that it's not true. I'm going in with both thoughts in my head, and I'm going to protect this case and the crime scene, potential crime scene, as if it was. Lady Freedom's pictures came in on Justin's live first. I know, but also, did you watch Mob Crew last night?
Nope.
He was talking about these same pictures. The crime scene lord, was completely trampled on. Yeah, I don't know. Did Blanche forget to order yellow tape for the department? Is that what was the problem?
Oh my
that you couldn't tape off the area? People were coming in and out. No problem.
Now it's Blanche's fault.
Yeah, I know. Just I talked about it just a minute ago about what Mob Crew said about things. I want to hear from them because
why?
She took what home with her? I hope not. But what my point is this. They didn't do the right thing from the start. So now,
hey Thor,
if they never call in the FBI right now, and you got SF Investigates out there doing God knows what with evidence, moving stuff around, who knows?
Thor says with all the BS involved in this case, with the C&D's lawsuits, dragging Chris and Katie, the clip channels, Seth putting out info that's private, etc. If I was Sebastian, I would stay gone. I hear you. What she's
and then you go into court. Your DA
it.
goes into court with all the evidence you gave him, which is going to be, let's probably say, circumstantial, unless something is found. And you hope it's found and not planted. There's a difference between being found and being like, SF being like, oh, look here. Here it is. Oh, how'd that get there? If you go into court and you put Craddock on the stand as your main law enforcement witness.
And the mattress pad and the box of mementos and the pants and the shirt and the what the fuck ever else this bitch has thought about finding out here.
Yeah, she could, toss up between Terry Lynn and Betty. Ooh, that's a blend.
You're over here worried about SF, who's got fucking credibility. Meanwhile, you're buddying up with. God, you people make my ass itch.
Yeah, and she's afraid of White Boy because he has been in prison, but yet she kisses up to a bunch of felons. You know what I mean? It's like she's off her rocker.
For the prosecution, a good defense attorney is going to tear him up to pieces and going, you don't have any idea who is really responsible for this because you didn't do A, you didn't do B, you didn't do C. You contaminated the crime scene. You didn't follow up on leads.
Oh.
You got no idea, Craddock, what evidence you haven't even seen. Right? I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And do
Yes,
you still think,
you are
something
wrong.
called grape is a snuggle struggle?
Yeah. You're very, very wrong. Also, you can't be saying
Hey, it's a great time to take the moment and hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you are subscribed. If you don't like the content, you can always hit the thumbs down. Leave a comment if you enjoyed it. There's also memberships available. The lower right-hand corner, down by where you're chatting, that little gift box. If you hit that, you too can become a poolside misfit. Anyway, welcome to the club.
I'm sorry, I paused that. I shouldn't have paused the video. She caught me off guard. She said,
It's okay.
"Hey, sidebar for a minute. I gotta ask you. You know how I tell you how she likes to use my copy paper, my printer paper, and she'll sit there and cut and glue all day, and she'll make a whole freaking town out of paper. She colors it and everything. Well, she's doing one of her favorite kids videos. She's making the characters, and she's doing it all out of paper and cutting and gluing, coloring. They look just like them. It's something else. But
cool.
Wouldn't it be? She'd probably enjoy some of that cardstock, huh? The heavier.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, she'll sit. Voices. She did a whole freaking town. I'm not kidding you. She even did the grass.
I've got some different colors of paper that I can send in that box of stuff that's going out this week. I really, and since I don't have to go clean the apartment now, I will get the boxes out that have to, since I don't have to do that, I'll get the boxes out that need to go out this week. That can be a good task. So we'll get all that stuff out.
And then she does this stuff in art class in school, and she's so freaking bored. She took in one of her projects to show her art teacher what she's doing, and he sent me a note. He said, she's way out of this class. He said I'm telling you, she'll do it for hours and hours. It's crazy. She loves it, and she's good at it. She makes board games and everything.
Nothing wrong with that.
I love it. She'll make a doll, and she'll make 100 outfits for that doll. She's something.
I mean, this guy is going to be torn to pieces. Torn to pieces. Listen to this, okay? Just listen. Pay attention to the parts. I might fast forward through some parts because I don't have all the time in the world. Pay attention to some of these parts because this guy is a professional. This guy, when you listen to him, we all know he messed up, yeah. But I'm saying it's not about me saying he messed up. It's about what a criminal defense attorneys who are good criminal defense attorneys are going to say to him on a stand in front of a jury about all the ways he messed up and how anything he says.
Why is he going to be on the stand in front of a jury in the first place? And you don't know what the defense attorney's going to do because you're not one. But yeah, they do that to everybody. They're going to try to trip anybody and everybody up that gets on the stand. That's the norm. But you still haven't told us why he's going to be on trial, why he has to be there and testify in front of a jury. We want to know the evidence you have. And I'm sure you've sent it to the FBI because you said you've emailed them. I don't know how many times. Like 33 pages. So.
Not reliable, Craddock. Therefore, his clients, theoretically, potentially the Proudfoots, will walk free. Why? Because they're not guilty? You'll never know if they're guilty or not. Because the evidence presented by Craddock, who has no credibility, will be laughed out of court when they get Della. Excellent point. Let me read that. Wait, let me put it at the top here. Here we go. Again, Della coming in, boom, with like the message. All right.
Hey, Candy Wrapper. Hey, Flower Nana.
I mean,
hey, C Tim.
You've been thinking about this, right? They could walk. Defendants could walk because a jury, a defense attorneys will say to the jury, this police department is a Keystone
Hey,
Cops.
Tia.
They're inexperienced. They're led by an inexperienced person. They screwed up from the beginning.
Okay.
They never called the FBI.
Okay. Okay. They never called the FBI. You do realize the FBI has been involved from the get-go, right?
FBI, Secret Service,
TBI, the local police, the county, the sheriffs. See, here we have both. Well, not in our town, but they do in some towns. We just have, and I love our sheriff's department. They don't take no shit. Are you not aware of all the different agencies that were in and out of the house for like the first 10, 12 days? I mean, they were there, I don't know how many times, a dozen maybe. You know, you're not aware of any of that. You're not aware that the FBI has an up to $50,000 reward. They have been in contact with Sumner County Sheriff, the TBI, I'm sure. Yeah. Where have you been? And we still don't know what crime's been committed and who's going to trial.
We don't know why they did A, B, C, and D. We don't know why they didn't do C, D, E, and F, whatever.
Okay. Are you an officer now?
They didn't answer
officer?
phone lines. They didn't respond to leads. The real people responsible could still be out.
You mean because they didn't respond to your wackadoodle theories that you sent them? You showed video clips that you sent them. They probably all were sitting back laughing their asses off. I can't even believe you would send the governor and the FBI and anybody else you could think of those video clips that you heavily edited. And 33-page emails about all this evidence because it's what you say happened. And you're mad because they didn't jump on your theories and pat you on the back and say, great job, and you're so right. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You showed them what you were, Julie. Sorry, but you did yourself in on this one. And then you have people doing it as well.
Out there right now.
Hey,
how can you convict people on circumstantial evidence based on the testimony of an inexperienced screw up with a giant ego who is so wanting so badly to solve his first cops and robbers case that he won't call in the real experts when they needed the help? And you know what? Any reasonable jury.
The real experts have been there. The experts and all law enforcement has been there since day one.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
In the morning. Good night.
Might say, yeah,
Good night,
I really
baby.
can't trust everything this guy is saying because look at all the screw ups he made. It could be anybody. Why do you think John Benet Ramsey's parents did? They couldn't even try them because it was so screwed up from the start. They couldn't even bring them to trial. That crime scene was trampled on. There may never be a trial if they don't call in the FBI. There may never be a trial.
You think there may never be a trial because there's been no crime committed by the Proudfoots? Did you ever think of that?
Oh, they're not talking because they have something. You know what I say to that? First of all, I say bullshit. And number two is I say whatever they got now has been so tainted by their ineffective and bumbling, inexperienced handling of this case that even if they have something, a good defense attorney will tear Craddock to shreds for the handling of his case. Now, if he calls in the FBI and the FBI goes back from the first moments, reviews everything, brings all the people back in for questioning all over again, starts from the beginning, using different equipment, using all the resources and experts that they have.
Okay, Julie, that would be awesome if that could be done. But to do that, you would have to do that for every missing person. Not going to happen. It's an impossible task. It's not going to happen. You're acting like this is a major, serious crime, and it's not. It's just not.
Right? I mean, if I'm a defense attorney, I say, okay, Sheriff Craddock, how many homicide cases have you solved as sheriff? None? Okay. And you didn't protect the scene, Sheriff Craddock, right? Yeah, no, I didn't. And you didn't have a phone line going 24/7? No, we didn't. Did you use any yellow tape? No, we didn't. How about luminol? No, we didn't. We got these two people here from a Speedway gas
They
station.
may have used Blue Star. Not a lot of departments don't use luminol anymore. You don't know what they did.
And said they saw someone at 5:30 in the morning. You talked to them? No, we didn't.
You didn't listen to what Chris said during our conversation with him, because Chris said that they used all the stuff and all the things. Yeah. And I can't help that she's too much of a moron to understand that Chris has been out here and has spoken to many of us.
Oh, you know where she's getting this from, because to this day, Betty runs with that, even though you know damn well she was drooling over Chris being on Queen's panel and watching it, taking in every word. She heard what Chris said.
Videotape of JLR outside of the thing reading the lady's email. You remember this email? No, not really. Well, they sent it, and your detective wrote back, received, and yet you never talked to them. Where do you hear in the CNY interview where the neighbor across the street went to the TBI what does he say, 4 weeks later, weeks later? No, just before 4 weeks, just before his tape was going to go over, and say, nobody ever collected this videotape from me. The neighbor across the street brought it to the TBI and said, nobody collected this from me. I'd like to turn it in. Sheriff Craddock, did you hear that? They went to the TBI because you never, the neighbor across the street, you never took his video? And it was almost at the 30-day mark? Judge, I move for this case to be dismissed. This case has been so tainted and held and handled in such an amateurish way. We cannot rely on anything this sheriff's department, or any circumstantial evidence they present, because look at all the evidence they didn't even look at.
Yeah, we tell her it's me, Amberly. She just doesn't pick it up. You got that right, Tina. If your source is Betty says, or FBI groups, you're not your crime, you're a crime. Yep.
Yeah, it'll make or break his career. You know what's going to break?
I want to throw chicken nuggets at this lady. I know I'm not allowed to throw chicken nuggets anymore, but I want to throw chicken nuggets at this bitch. I wouldn't even mind throwing a Big Mac at this bitch. Like,
no,
throw it let aside out.
You really want to make sure you never ever get a chicken nugget again, don't you?
Oh, I got fuck McDonald's chicken nuggets. I found Purdue popcorn chicken that's so much fucking better. Fuck McDonald's. The only thing I need from them is their damn hot mustard sauce. But
you break it up really bad. Only when I come on, huh?
It's what the fuck?
It's see, and if I would have went with StreamYard, it would have been the same. You know, it's like I can't win.
His career when they put somebody on the stand and they walk because of the sheriff's incompetence in this case. Not because they didn't commit a crime, but because they can't prove a crime because the sheriff was so incompetent and handled it like such an amateur. And his ego was so massive that he couldn't ask for help from the FBI and admit he didn't have the
number one, he wasn't the sheriff when Sebastian went missing. Number two, it has been handled very well. He's gotten a lot of attention that most people don't get. that would love even part of that attention. There's been lots of professional searchers, PIs. But yeah, Joy.
Resources. If he calls in the FBI and then on the stand, the defense goes, "What is it? How much experience do you have?" And they say, "I got 20 years experience. I've solved 17 homicides. I've worked cases. Blah, blah, blah." We've gone over all the material they've had. And we found new stuff. And we've talked to all those witnesses. We had our best interrogators do this. We basically started from zero again. Got all the evidence. Used our best software and our best, forensic computer scientists to look at everything again. And now the defense attorney is questioning career FBI forensic investigators.
Hold up. I'm gonna switch over to my tablet. Alrighty. Oh, I got an echo.
Am I still breaking up?
Yeah, but I gotta figure out my echo. I don't know why. Alright, so it's gonna give me an echo. Mute. Yeah, I don't know why it's.
Well, hell, now me. Am I still breaking up? Otherwise, so show us
There
how
we
this
go.
works.
Kicked myself and now I'm back.
Did that fix it?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, let me turn this on now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I knew it was dying, so I wanna go to. Where's my chat? There it is. Alright. I'm gonna watch chat this way and I'm gonna play the audio and this way I can watch that. Wow, we're freaky on here. That's weird. My dog is sitting here snoring like no other. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not, but he is losing it. He is really going at it. I can't believe she actually did a live on the Proudfoot's family tree. Oh, Chris Proudfoot, his wives, and his family tree. I can't even believe she did that.
This person on the stand is an expert witness.
Oh, come on now.
Person on the stand is an expert witness. And the jury goes, "Yeah, they're an expert witness." Does anyone even care, though?
Let me know how the sound is, if it needs turned up.
So Della says, what if that is the plan? Craddock
on the stand could ensure CP's freedom. I mean, that's a good way of looking at it. You want to make sure, hi Shannon, you want to make sure CP gets off? Go into court with Craddock as your expert witness for prosecution.
Really?
This bumbling, mumbling amateur.
Forget that he's a whole sheriff of a county, you know. Forget he's got years of experience and he had to have moved up in rank in order to get that, you know. Forget that he has training and education and experience. Just forget all that. Throw that out the door. Yeah, she is obsessed. Creepy obsessed.
Skipping. You thought the FBI was taking over? Nope. They have to ask for them to take over. They have to ask for them to be in the lead. Because when the FBI...
Hi. How are you all?
FBI will have their own phone lines.
What the hell is going on?
We'll get it together soon. Just bear with us. Sometimes we have technical difficulties. These things happen. Sorry about that. We'll be back in a minute. Y'all know how hard it is to run the show, right? Occasionally we have equipment malfunctions, and well, I don't even know if y'all are hearing me or not. Oh, okay. Maybe I am here. I don't know. We're just gonna keep meandering through, right? Hi, sweet one. Okay.
All right, here we go. Hopefully this will work. Can you hear me? Voices, can you? Okay. Hopefully this will work. I don't know what happened. It just like kicked me and locked me out, wouldn't let me back in. Oh, I'm so tired of these tech issues. I really am. Hopefully this will stay on and I don't have to go through my tablet. Let's play her. Oh, I gotta reshare it.
Can they say dismiss the case, Judge? No. This person on the stand is an expert witness. And the jury goes, yeah, they're an expert witness. Does anyone even care, though? So Della says, what if
Who's Della?
That is the plan? Craddock on the stand could ensure CP's freedom. I mean, that's a good way of looking at it. You want to make sure, hi Shannon, you want to make sure CP gets off? Go into court with Craddock as your expert witness for prosecution. This bumbling, mumbling amateur. He'll walk out of court skipping. You thought the FBI was taking over? Nope. They have to ask for them to take over. They have to ask for them to be in the lead. Because when the FBI is in the lead, they literally take over the case. Like, it's no more Detective Brandon Carter on the missing flyer.
Oh.
There's no more of that. There's no more call Sumner County's office. No. The FBI will have their own phone lines. The FBI will have a lead person in charge who will probably give, my guess, updates every once in a while.
Hey,
Deborah.
BJ. Hey, Rachel.
The FBI will take over everything.
Hey, Wolf Rider.
Craddock will sit there in his office sucking his thumb.
Yes, it is. You're right. It's haunted. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, everybody coming in. Do me a favor. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you haven't hit that thumbs up.
Outing because I'm in charge now. Well, guess what? It's your own fault. You let the crime scene get trampled on. You let Chris Proudfoot leave for 17 hours. You let the family steam clean the house. You didn't use luminol. You didn't have a 24-hour a day phone line going for the first 4 days. You don't even know how many leads you didn't hear.
How did she know
The neighbor across the street had to take his own videotape to the TBI offices.
Your son.
And it was almost 4 weeks, and his tape was.
Go ahead.
How does she know the family steam cleaned the house? That's number one.
Betty. That's something Betty's been saying.
Okay, but Betty also realized there was luminol been done. We heard her finally concede that point.
But she still says they didn't do forensics. That's where Julie gets all this stuff from. I'm not. Yeah, don't tell her.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not yelling at me. Go for it. You're fine. Oh, Bubba, what are you crying for? What do you want? You're not ready to go to bed? Then go out the room, dude.
It's about to be erased, overridden after 30 days. And say, nobody's looked at this. Would you please take it? They will walk. So you'll know when the FBI is in charge. It's when you don't hear Craddock's name anymore. You hear FBI lead investigator, FBI agent so-and-so. FBI lead investigator so-and-so. That's the contact person now. That's the person doing press conferences. That's the person answering the questions. They got a phone line and there's somebody answering it 24/7.
Okay.
They reinvestigate everything. Della, I don't know if the plan is to have Craddock up on the stand to ensure that the Proudfoots walk, if that's planned or not planned. But I tell you this, if I was concerned, if I was Chris Proudfoot and I was concerned that
okay,
I might
wait
get
a minute.
charged with something.
She's sitting here saying she doesn't know, but yet she's sitting here saying that that's what's going to happen. And she's sitting here, she's the one that's been crying for all these felony charges. Hey, KB, to be lodged, you know?
Would I want the FBI agents on the stand testifying? Or would I want Keystone Cop Craddock on the stand testifying? I'd want Keystone Cop Craddock testifying because Keystone Cop Craddock is going to get this case thrown out of court for mishandling of evidence. There's going to be 35 technical because of mistakes, mishandling of evidence. Call the FBI. Call the FBI, Craddock. Call the FBI. Nobody will disrespect you. I sure wouldn't. I would respect him for calling the FBI, and everybody should too. Saying, hey, you know what? I do not want to see people responsible for Sebastian's disappearance go free to harm further children and women.
Oh.
But like Della said, maybe that's the plan. Maybe they do want them to walk. So put my dumbass up on the stand. Let them rip me to shreds, and my friend's going to walk.
Possibility.
Here we go. Let me play this guy.
Go ahead, play him.
So this guy was, again, Scott Snyder. He's from Oregon. All right.
We're not going to watch a lot of this.
This is,
view the case and everything. So with me, I have special guest Scott Snyder. He is 20-year law enforcement veteran. And I guess we're going to turn it over to him.
Put a 1 if you saw it, or 2 if you didn't see it.
Sounds great, Christy, and thank you very much for having me. I'm really honored to be on your show and to be able to talk to people about Sebastian today, so thanks a lot. So as Christy said, yes, I'm Scott Snyder. I'm a 20-year officer here in Oregon, retired 20-year officer here in Oregon, and also a retired forensic child interviewer of 6 years. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second for those of you who don't know what that is. But my law enforcement background kind of looks a little bit like this. During my career in the 20 years, I did quite a few things. I was a canine officer for about a year and a half, so I have some canine experience. Although I will be very honest with you guys, a lot has changed in the field of canine tracking since I did it back in the day. There's a lot more stuff out there now and a lot more technology. So I did that. I was a road officer for a number of years, and I also was assigned as a detective with what we call the HIT team here in Oregon, in my county, and that stands for Homicide Investigation Team. Basically, that is a major crimes team.
I think they got a HIT team in Sumner County?
Major crimes, such as homicide, sexual assault, arsons, missing persons, things like that. So I spent 9 years as a detective, and the majority of the time I was assigned as a homicide HIT team investigator as well. So that's part of my background. Investigated quite a few homicides and quite a few missing kids in my time. So I do have some history of that. And in addition to that, I was also a hostage negotiator for subjects that are barricaded or suicidal or whatever. And then also a public information officer. So I work with the press a little bit too.
Okay. AK, otherwise known as, this guy is the shit. He's got tons of experience doing all kinds of things with a very organized police department with a lot of experience. Detective. Okay? Forensic detective. Let me move on.
That's kind of a rundown on my...
The Sebastian Rogers case.
Yes.
He said he followed it.
I'm going to pull up because I have some questions for you. I'm going to pull them up here so I can. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, with your experience in law enforcement and searching for missing children, is it common or not common? Is it common or uncommon for canines to not pick up any type of scent at the last known location?
It's very uncommon. It rarely happens. Generally speaking, and depending on the conditions with canine tracking, the conditions at the time really affect the presence of the scent. So if you have days that are cooler and you have a lot
I
of
want to know what happened to her. She was normal 2 years ago, very pretty. Yeah, I watched some of her older stuff. Ooh. It's only a matter of time before she pisses off the wrong person and she gets sued, in my opinion. Yeah, it's coming. She finds Chris so dangerous to women, but had no problem parroting him like a stigmatic idiot. Yep. I feel 365 days done. We're just listening to her. Julie, have you acknowledged who the prophets have asked for help personally? Better than Craddock, but you're so obsessed with Craddock you can't see the forest from the trees. This lady has the IQ of... Was Sebastian's bed slept in? Yeah, apparently. She's out of control. It's scary. Yeah, she is.
around, that sort of thing. The cold temps or the cool temps tend to hold the scent lower and keep it much more present than if you had a super hot day and it kind of baked the scent. So the answer to your question is, and especially with Sebastian's case, you know, the temperatures were pretty cold that day that they did the initial tracking. It's pretty unusual for a dog not to pick up on a scent. But what I want people to understand, though, Christy, is that there's this thing between the dog and the handler that is so critical. Oftentimes mistakes are made because the handler himself does not properly read the dog. The dog is trying to give the handler signals, and for whatever reason, the handler may not see it or might be a little confused on what the dog is doing. That is sometimes where mistakes get made as well. But in terms of picking up scent, it's pretty uncommon.
Right. Yeah, I would think that. I mean, I know there's some stuff that's been said about canines
Hey, Lily
being
Rose.
only 25% reliable when it comes to scents, and I didn't, that didn't really make sense to me because they're used as often as they are. So,
correct. Yeah, canines have a very discriminating sense of smell, and they're able to detect one scent from the other. Again, a lot of times where the mix-up is with the handler. Not always, but sometimes.
But they had multiple dogs, and they all ran back and forth. They couldn't go. They weren't going anywhere.
No scent found outside of his home.
Right.
So, that was always the first thing in my mind. Well, if he just walked away, wouldn't there be a scent of him walking away?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things, and I don't know if this is true or not, and I'm not suggesting that this is true, but that was one of the big questions I had early on, Christy, is that, there was no scent really, per se, picked up, so that led me to wonder,
Brianna, that's possible. There's been so much said that's possible, but yeah, that's one of the first things done in my house, regardless of what's going on. I don't know. Like I said, I have my own weird things, but, not weird, there's just routine. You were just fed an irrelevant hypothetical.
And just driven away. Because I've had situations like that tracking before where...
Okay, he's just summarizing.
She was getting ready to say he's just rambling on.
There, dogs are pretty good at picking up scents, obviously. there wasn't a scent picked up, and the conditions were perfect, basically, for a dog to pick up a scent if he walked out of there with his bare feet, you know, or whatever, to pick up his scent. And the dogs ran around the yard and, you know, ran here, ran back. There was no tracing. And he says, yeah, that's it. He's like, it's very, she says, is it unusual that they don't pick up a scent where there's a runaway, a child walking out of the house?
Yeah, she stops where it doesn't fit the narrative she's pushing. You picked up on that, Autumn, real quick. I'm tired of arguing with these people about the dogs. I'm tired of, we tell them and tell them and tell them, and it gets nowhere.
Was there a runaway? Yeah, highly unusual.
No.
Highly unusual. So it usually means the person was put in a car and driven away.
No, that's not what it means. You didn't let him finish, but no. Anyway, whatever.
And he's saying if it was a really hot day and it was this, you know, those conditions, it's not, you know, like doesn't make it that dogs can't do it, but it could make it a little harder. But it wasn't. It was the perfect conditions to pick up a scent. It was cold. It was cool. It holds the scent. Meaning he was driven away in a car. He said that's usually what it means. Next.
Okay.
Sorry.
You know, it's a really great question. And like you and I were talking a little bit about backstage before we went live here.
Hold on.
I hope they know more than they do. The problem that we have with this case
Did you notice she didn't talk about anything like that, beautiful disaster? And that's why she fast forwarded through this. And she just skimmed right over the fact that the handler of these dogs matters. First dog, Max, was not scent specific. And they seemed to put some dogs back in vehicle to move locations if no scent. Quick. You can't with Julie. Where'd you go, Voices?
Beyond quiet with what they do.
She says she was asking him about the sheriff's department not talking to the public. And he says he's being nice. He's trying to say this in the nicest way possible. Okay? Without throwing shade on other law enforcement.
Okay.
I hope they have more evidence, you know, than I hope it's whatever. And they have been more than quiet. Meaning the way that they have not communicated jack shit on this case is not
law enforcement typically doesn't share case info with the public when it's an ongoing open investigation, unless, and it's rare, they will come out and ask for specific things or maybe say a specific thing in certain cases. But why would they want to come out and show their hand? You people aren't entitled to what law enforcement knows.
Sign that they have all the evidence and they're just not releasing it. It's unusual to be this quiet. It's unusual, is what he's saying, to be this quiet. The sheriff's department, without throwing too much shade. I'm saying it out loud. That's what he means. They've been more than quiet.
So now you're putting words in his mouth. Okay.
And he goes in first. Let's see why he says he's worried. This guy's worried because they didn't do this. They didn't do that. They didn't do this.
But see, the thing is he doesn't know what they did and didn't do. He doesn't know. He's being fed a narrative by you people.
And where they're at with the investigation. And so a lot of people don't really know what they know. I'm not even sure what they know.
There you go.
I understand why it's important, obviously, for law enforcement to keep things close to the vest because, Christy and chat room, if they do have information on what's going on with Sebastian, they don't want to put things out that the suspect would know, things like that.
Okay.
See,
if they had it.
See, she doesn't want to. She doesn't like it because it's not fitting her narrative. He's saying he doesn't know what they have. He's saying that they wouldn't put the information out and tip off anybody. She didn't like that, and she stopped it real quick.
Let's move on. His point here was They've been more than quiet.
Oh, no, that was not his point. It's what you're taking out of it, Julie, and trying to spin it to fit your little story time here. Because, you like to tell your stories. You think you're a storyteller. You're really not. You suck at it, by the way. But the dude, I can't, man. Voices. Am I crazy? Did this guy literally just say he doesn't know what they have and they wouldn't put the information out and tip anybody off or show their hand? She didn't like that, so she shut it down. She shut it off, and now she's going to turn it back on, but I think she's going to move.
Well, I mean, that's what one does when they review something and they don't like it. We can be sometimes biased when we call it out and think that.
Yeah, I can hardly hear you. You're breaking up. What the hell's going on? You never break up like that, ever.
Okay, let me come back.
You never do that, though. Your signal's always so good. I'll let this play while I'm waiting for voices to come back. This is crazy.
What he's saying is, Sheriff Craddock.
You can't twist what he said. He made it clear what he was saying. You just shut it off because you didn't like what he was saying.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Department have
So
been
unusually
quiet, which is not necessarily an indication that they got so much information, especially over 11 months later. We're coming up on 1 year.
Oh. Yeah, she's going to move it because
there's no answers, or you hit a brick wall and there's no information coming out. Right. And people, I think a lot of the time,
she fast forwarded through a good bit because it is saying exactly what we've all been saying, but not what she's saying. And since it's not it.
But it's like what I was saying a minute ago. Does this sound better?
You sound great.
Okay. So it's like what I was saying a minute ago with when you're doing a review, a lot of us will cherry pick the parts that fit what we want. And that's all this person is doing is she's cherry picking. But because she's on the other side of the fence, so to speak, what she's cherry picking is dangerous, in my opinion, because she's twisting it.
Yeah, she's making it spinning it into something it's not. And what he's saying is not what she's putting out. It's totally, as they say, taken out of context. It's insanity.
Correct. She's cherry picking it.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
They start out with the best interest. Like, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to, help find Sebastian. But then when no answers come out and nothing comes about, I think that's when everybody just goes crazy and just starts, well, what if this? What if that? What if this?
Exactly. And, again, I think with this case, that one of the things that's got people really freaked out about this is that we have really been given very little information at all. And, again, like I just said.
So, essentially, all this fighting going on social media and different creators and the public speculating and PIs being hired and putting out information.
You mean what you're doing?
Sleuthing around and blah, blah, blah.
What she's doing.
Don't trust anybody you hear on the internet, right?
No.
They say, don't trust anybody you hear on the internet. And then they provide no information to, tamp that down. Hold on one second. I got to get my charger for my phone. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay.
They are going to talk about, like he mentions like the way the parents behave, not looking, blah, 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 is concerning to him. Obviously the behavior is unusual, when you have a missing child, when you have a missing child and you don't, oh my God.
You don't want, get it out. Come on, get it out.
when you have a missing child and you don't look for them, it can raise red flags.
He didn't say anything like that.
But I want to more concentrate on the things that he says about law enforcement.
He
she has a question
didn't
about
say, what you just played for us said nothing like that. Because you also skipped over a whole bunch and you're getting ready to do it again.
All right, the next thing that I wanted to ask you about. Okay, so what are the chances, like statistical chances, that.
Sorry.
What are the chances?
She says, what are the statistical chances that he was it's a stranger, it's somebody he doesn't know, like total stranger? And he's like, I don't remember what he said, but it was like super low, like 5%, right? We don't need to hear that. She also asked him.
Oh, we don't need to hear that. Okay.
What if he was in a mental hospital?
That's
right?
a fact that we don't need to hear. You know, you don't know who he met up with. It could have been someone he was talking with and gaming online somewhere or watching YouTube. You don't know.
And they want to hide him in a mental hospital or something.
Oh
like that.
My gosh, here we go again.
And you're not allowed to say who's in the mental hospital, right? And could he be hidden there? And he says, well, they have an Amber Alert. So basically, an Amber Alert would override HIPAA at that moment, that the hospitals would be required to report, at least to law enforcement, not, go on the news and say publicly this, but they would be required, because of the Amber Alert, to report it to law enforcement, that we have this child, this name, this age, this whatever, this description. So HIPAA laws wouldn't cover Sebastian being hidden in a mental hospital. She said, what about a boarding school? And he basically says, well, if the Amber rules.
Oh,
the Amber
man,
rules
you know what? I'm out of nerds clusters. Okay, that's it. Stream over. I got to go get nerd clusters. I'm kidding, but I am really out.
For a mental hospital, then yeah, they would cover a boarding school. So you can't put them in a boarding school or a school for behavior kids and they don't report it, or a mental hospital. They got to report it, right?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, now you interviewed a lot of children that had, abuse or things happen in their lifetime.
This is about she asked about abuse and autism and, what kids say, is there any difference between when you interview an autistic kid who's been abused versus a non-autistic kid? And he says, yeah, it's, there's differences in the way that you interview them. And, that kids with autism take things very literally. It becomes more difficult if they're nonverbal, obviously, but Sebastian was verbal. But this is, listen, we haven't gotten to the point of interviewing anybody. So I'm going to fast forward past this.
And they're going to take that very literal.
Yeah.
You're going to fast forward past it because it doesn't fit the story you're telling.
Kids. So I have some experience with that, but not as much as specialists would, certainly.
Right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And there you go. So apparently he didn't say all that because he just said he doesn't have much experience in it.
Please take a minute and just hit that thumbs up if you have not already done so. Those of you that are just joining us, and this is my special guest, Scott Snyder, 20-year veteran of law enforcement, and we're discussing the Sebastian Rogers case.
Wait, sorry.
Nice to be here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm excited to ask this question. I've been wanting to ask this. So, looking at this from a law enforcement background, could you walk me through,
this is the part,
because you've investigating missing kids,
Correct.
So the call comes in.
this is the part where he starts talking about, she's asking him, how do you as an investigator handle when a call comes in, a child's run away, how are you supposed to respond as a sorry, I gotta move my rear end over here. How do you respond as a professional law enforcement person who handles things in a professional way? And he's gonna tell you right here how how Keystone Craddock should have handled things, what he should have thought in his mind.
There's a child missing, a child missing, and you go there. What do the first few hours look like from the law enforcement perspective when you arrive at the last known
location?
Yeah.
So
Am I still here? Oh, well, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime
Sorry, I don't know
gal.
what is going on. Restream never does this. I have no idea what's going on. It never does this. It just doesn't play videos, but it never does this. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm just going to play it here. Piss on it.
Well,
I'm not dicking with it no more.
I'm
I don't know what's going on with Restream.
I'm wondering, there's an update because it did it to me earlier. I was live and the update went and it updated, and then there was a second update. I'm wondering if it's trying to do an update again on you.
It might be. I don't know. I've had Restream not play videos, videos be real choppy, real bad, but I've never had Restream do this, where it just doesn't want to cooperate at all and keeps kicking me out.
Well,
We're
at least
almost
I'm
done with
quick on
this
my
anyway.
feet.
Sorry about this, guys. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Keystone Craddock should have handled things. What he should have thought in his mind.
There's a child missing, a child missing, and you go there. What do the first few hours look like from the law enforcement perspective when you arrive at the last known
location?
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, the first things you're going to want to do is for example, if they believe they were taken from the house, for example, you obviously want to go to the residence right away, get it secured, and check the residence over and over again, because the scary thing it's not scary, it's a fact, with kids that are reported as being abducted, oftentimes they are there in the house somewhere and they've just not been found, and so that happens way more often than a lot of people would expect.
Wow,
so
really?
Yeah, so it's very important to check the residence, check around the residence. Nothing goes untouched, and make sure that you do as thorough a check as you can there. And then how to quit smoking in 5 minutes. This trick allows you to stop smoking for good. Whether you use cigarettes,
So embarrassing.
Make sure that you do as thorough a check as you can there. And then, depending on what you find,
Right.
If you're still not locating the child, then you want to start delving out a little bit into the out.
This is, what if the hospitals are not aware of the Amber Alert? Sebastian can speak. Sebastian would say, I'm not supposed to be here. They took me in the middle of the night, blah, blah, blah. He would be talking about this stuff. He'd be talking about his abuse. They'd be wanting to talk about to his parents at this point, And then when they start making phone calls, they might find out, oh, yeah, there's a missing kid. Where do you live, Sebastian? I'm from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And when they start making phone, he can speak. He's not a 2-year-old. They say, oh, there's this, well, we are missing a 15, 16-year-old now out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Does the kid wear glasses? Is he about this tall? Yeah. All right. Well, can you take a picture of him and send it to us? If this were a baby, I'd say, okay, maybe it's possible, but he can talk. He can tell people things.
Areas, into the woods or whatever, into the neighborhood, whatever's there. We want to get, if you have reason to believe that this may be an abduction, you want to get alerts out as quickly as possible. If an Amber Alert is called for, then you certainly want to get an Amber Alert out, and you want to notify the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that you may have a potential abduction here if that's what you believe is going on.
Right.
And then from there, it's just, and again, Christy, I don't know
I want to fast forward
I
this.
don't know what they're doing in Tennessee right now. Maybe they're doing way more than what we know. And
Listen to him.
Yeah, listen to him, Joy. He's sitting here telling you that he doesn't know what they're doing in Tennessee. Listen to what he's saying. Am I missing something here? Is he's saying that he doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah, she's nuts enough to. Hey, crazy. This woman is. She only wants to hear what she wants to hear.
Everybody, you want to canvass the neighborhood and see if anybody has seen this kiddo.
Right.
You want to talk to family and friends as quickly as possible. Any of those big interviews that are critical to finding the child should be done probably within the first 48 hours. And if you don't have enough help, then you need to call in reinforcement to get that help because,
I agree. If you don't have enough help, you need to call in reinforcement to get that help. AKA.
Okay. No, he didn't say AKA anybody, but there has been multiple agencies involved. So there was help, Julie. There is help if they need it, Julie.
The FBI.
Oh, he did not say that. And the
not Blanche, not your.
Joy, do you realize the FBI is involved? You dimwits. They're the ones that put up the legit reward. The only legit reward, in my opinion.
Retired former person. Call the FBI if you don't have enough help. If you don't have the manpower to do all the interviews, to do all the investigation, to do a really good job. Call in reinforcements.
Joy, he stated that he doesn't know what Tennessee is doing or has done. Julie.
And then, you can take it a step further if you believe that this may be something of maybe a predatory thing. Obviously, you're going to want to look at who they've been talking to on social media, who they've been gaming with, who's on the internet, all of those things, and start branching out from there. So there's a lot to it. I mean, these cases, if it's a true missing person case, the first 24 to 48 hours, you guys are huge in a case like this. So most of your work, your critical work needs to be done early on, and then you go from there.
Right. Now, I wonder, when you get a report of a missing, let's say a teenager, okay, and the parent says they've left, they've ran away or wandered off, whatever. Okay. Now, is the scene treated the same with a runaway, reported runaway, as it would be an abduction?
Not necessarily, but some of the things are the same. Yes, you still, they're telling you that they've run away, but as a police officer, you don't know that that's
right.
So you still have to do your due diligence and treat it like it may potentially not be a runaway or maybe something else going on here.
Should I replay that? No, I'll say it again. Sorry, let me move my leg. Ow! Sorry. They're telling you they ran away. He says the parents are telling you they ran away. But as a police officer, you have to do your due diligence and treat it like they possibly ran away, or you're possibly being lied to by the parents. That's not what even Jennifer Coffindaffer says. I think they really thought he ran away because they weren't professional and had both things in their minds as they should. Any professional would. It could be what they're telling me, or it could be a lie they're telling me. So I have to treat it as if it's either way.
Again, Joey, we are not talking about a little child here. We are talking about a teenager.
So, there are a few differences, but, if I were to investigate cases like that, when I did investigate cases like that, I would do the due diligence and treat it as like, okay, they're saying that he ran away. That's entirely possible. We'll look into that piece, but you still gotta do the job like it's maybe something further too.
Right. See, that's what I was kind of wondering if, and obviously I don't know what they did, when they first went there, but I wonder if they treated the scenes the same and maybe looked around the house. You know, if you get a report that this kid ran away or walked out the door willingly, whatever, you know, would they?
Sorry. I gotta get a premium account.
So you don't have a premium either? Look, law enforcement was on this case, I believe, within what, the first hour, if that. There was searching and everything already going on. I can't.
Still haven't done it.
Because in an abduction or something like that, you know, you would go around the house and check the house to see if anything looks,
I agree,
you know,
Sam.
suspicious or out of place, like something had happened in there. I wondered if, you know, the police, if that's what they do, even if you just reported her as a runaway.
Right. I think again, it depends, honestly, and I'm just going to say it like this. I think it depends on the agency. Number one, their level of training. I can tell you that in the Sebastian case, I know that they went to the house, obviously. They did not do any luminol. And for those of you that don't know in chat that don't know what luminol is, crazy.
Yeah. He says, he goes,
No, that's not true. That's not a true statement. Voices.
That's not true. We asked Chris. I asked Chris especially specifically if they used luminol, if they used chemicals, and if they checked the crawl space in the basement. And he said that they don't have a basement. And yes, there were multiple agencies that were in there for multiple days that ran multiple tests on multiple areas of the home.
Right. That's what I thought. Oh, this thing keeps making me put the code back in.
What do they do? Due diligence? And he's like, well, it depends on the agency and their experience. Okay. You hear this, Craddock? This experience
No, let him finish. Get back to it and let him finish.
On you. And don't be mad at him because everybody with his level of experience knows you screwed up. It's not just this guy. He's representative.
Do you understand that Craddock wasn't the sheriff when Sebastian went missing? He wasn't in charge. You do understand that, right? But okay.
Thousands of law enforcement who are looking at you and laughing at you. He goes, they didn't, for example, they didn't do luminol. And she says, that's crazy. And he goes, yeah, that is crazy. You heard that?
But the thing is, he doesn't know.
I don't know what luminol is. It's a substance that you use that will detect the presence of blood that you can't see with the human eye. But once you put the luminol in the area where you believe there's blood, it lights up like unbelievable. Right? They didn't do any of that. And they didn't take any major fingerprints either, if any fingerprints.
No fingerprints.
I know that and I'm not slamming them, they may have had a very good reason in their brain for not doing this. And I think what it was is that they felt like, well, everyone lives at the house anyway. Of course, we're going to find their fingerprints here. Right. But the important piece to consider with fingerprints is, yeah, you're going to find Sebastian's fingerprints there, and Chris Proudfoot's, and Katie Proudfoot's. But where are you going to find the fingerprints, for example? What if they printed and they found fingerprints on like his bed rail that were long, elongated prints, like he had been struggling to grab onto?
Swiped off, yeah.
Exactly, things like that. I mean, you have to look at all that. And again, it varies from agency to agency. That's the way I would do it if I were handling the case. But you know, some agencies don't do it that way. They may not have the manpower, whatever reason. So yeah. Right.
Okay. Yeah, so what he's saying is they should have done luminol. They didn't do luminol. They should have done the fingerprinting because it's not just about, yes, of course you're going to find all the fingerprints in the house. They all live in the house. But what if you found that on the bed, this kid's trying to hold on and this, or you find Chris's fingerprints going like this, you know, whatever. Where was there a struggle? You know, these elongated things, right? And he goes, that's how I would do it, you know, because AKA I'm a professional.
That's not what he said.
What professionals do.
No, you're twisting it and spinning it, Joy. Shut up and listen to the man. And what do you mean Chris's fingerprints? Do you know something we don't know? Is biting up a lot to say no forensics blood testing was done in the house, period. Yeah, he is.
And he says, but maybe, you know, if you don't have the manpower, what should you do then? Call the FBI. They got the manpower. They're there to help you. And it takes one phone call from Craddock saying, come in and take this over. We don't have the manpower. Knowing your limitations is being a professional. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I'm sorry, but I hate to be like the big pessimist here, right? The ultimate pessimist about this case. But I feel like they screwed up from the beginning, law enforcement. They've been covering their ass ever since all their screw-ups because they don't want the FBI coming in and seeing all the screw-ups. And it's so bad that even if they do, at this point, make an arrest, which I don't know that it's coming because they could just wait. They said, let's wait another 6 months. There'll be another case.
An arrest for what? There's no evidence of any crime, Julie. Arrest for what?
And Katie will move out of the state. And, we won't have to do anything or be embarrassed. And we'll all keep our jobs instead of calling in the FBI. But even if they do have a case, even if they do go to court, as Sylvester says, Crooked Craddock, he's friends with them. That's right. Call him Crooked Craddock. Okay. They should have taken KP in the beginning for neglecting of a minor child who went missing under watch for questioning, period, point blank. I agree. I mean, I'm disgusted, unprofessional. What I'm upset about now is if they don't call in the FBI, literally, if they get enough evidence together to put together a circumstantial case, you put Craddock on the stand and Detective Barney Fife or whoever, Brandon Carter, right, on the stand, a good defense lawyer is going to tear them apart for their shoddy police work. They're going to bring in a guy like this who's not going to be so nice about it. He's going to be, the fact that they didn't do luminol, the fact that they didn't do fingerprints.
The fact is, you don't know none of that.
Irresponsible. It's negligence in policing, in police work, in detective work. That's like Detective 101. They're going to have a guy on there calling Craddock a dummy. And he's not going to be this nice.
Oh my God.
And bye, Powerpuff. I don't know why other people, I'm not a genius over here.
Oh boy, we know.
Okay? I'm just like looking a few steps ahead. Right? I'm looking at a few steps ahead. And say, stop waiting for Sheriff Craddock and his buddies to solve this crime. Because even if they do make an arrest, these people could still walk because of their crappy police work. If they never call in the FBI. Why are people not asking to call in the FBI? I'm talking about people who want Sebastian found from the beginning. Not like the parents who weren't looking. The people who were looking. Why can you not see 2 steps ahead and realize that they're going to bring in experts that call into question every single thing that the sheriff's department did not do? They might even get the case dismissed before it even finishes trial.
I mean, she's got these people already charged, on trial, and convicted with no evidence. Yeah, no genius. It's irresponsible to keep trying to say LE didn't do their job properly. It is.
I agree.
Yeah, she has been demanding that Chris and Katie be arrested for months and charged with felonies. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, she is a wackadoodle. That's what I didn't see tonight. Beat him thinking about wackadoodles. I don't know. Well, you okay, voices?
Yeah, I'm fine. Coloring.
You coloring? Yeah. We'll finish this up tomorrow because it is getting late and I've been on here a long time. But yeah, we'll finish this up tomorrow and I'll show you the other things I have planned to show you now that I've gone to bio. Yeah. And sorry about the tech issues. I have no idea. Back to StreamYard I go. I don't know.
It might not be that. It might just be like I said, check for that update.
Yeah, I am. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now because I didn't go back on my laptop, and there actually is an update.
Mm-hmm.
I should just go ahead and I'll have them set for 6 a.m. But remember when the power surges happened, it set off the freaking thing? I might go ahead and let it do it now. Let me go in and change it. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but it looks like it's a really small update too. I don't know if it has anything to do with it or just shitty equipment. Yeah, probably both. Who knows? But
So,
anyway,
well,
thank you
thanks for
guys
having
for
me.
hanging out with me so long, mods. Thank you very much. Thank you for the super chats and for the membership pushes. And like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. You grew up saying it. Wackadoodle. I've used it for years and years. Yep. I used to call the damn residents when I had to do rounds with the doctors. Oh God, I dreaded Wednesdays. I always got stuck doing rounds with the residents. Um, I used to call them wackadoodles. But yeah.
Thanks for having me, Kathy.
Thank you for
Sorry I
coming and
wasn't.
hanging with me. Call me if
Sorry I
you need
wasn't
to
a
talk.
water
You know I'm
company.
available, right?
I know.
You call me
I
anytime.
appreciate it. All right. I'll see
Thank
you
you.
later.
All right,
Bye.
Bliss's. Thank you. But yeah, everybody, thanks for hanging with me through all the crap. Oh, Captain, thank you. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we won't have no damn tech issues. I mean, there's I'm out of streaming services. Restream, StreamYard's both screwing up. I don't know how to use Streamlabs. Um, but I guess I could learn. Tired of paying money for crappy service. But yep, I'll be seeing y'all sometime tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comments. If there's anything, you can email me. Um, or if there's something you want to look at, let me know. We'll do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.